Welcome to This Explainer. We are diving straight into a massive paradigm shift that is literally rewriting the rules of human creativity. We've officially entered the era of machines building machines. And look, this isn't some far-off sci-fi movie plot. This is happening right now, today, in the world of design and innovation. So what's the secret to not just surviving, but actually thriving in this new reality? It comes down to something called artificial intelligence literacy in design intelligence.
So, here's our roadmap for today. We're going to break this all down step by step. First, we'll look at the AI design loop. Then we'll decode exactly what design intelligence actually is. After that, we'll break down the 5 layers of literacy, explore the human-AI partnership, and finally, we'll wrap up with exactly why all of this matters so much. All right, let's jump right into section 1, the AI design loop. So I want you to think about this for a second. What actually happens when AI starts designing AI? Now, historically, machines building other machines has always driven human progress forward, right? But what we're seeing today is different. The sheer unprecedented speed and scale of this recursive acceleration is absolutely staggering. It is outpacing what even the top experts in the field expected just a couple of years ago. To really wrap our heads around this, we need to contrast 2 very distinct concepts. First, we have AI for design. Think of this like using AI as a super advanced paintbrush. You know, a tool that automates those boring, routine tasks so it can augment your own human creativity. But then on the other side, we have design for AI. And wow, this is entirely different. This is about intentionally crafting autonomous AI systems that actually embody advanced design principles themselves. It's not just using the paintbrush. It's building an entirely new, intelligent paintbrush that can learn, generalize, and optimize completely on its own.
And when those 2 paradigms collide, it creates this absolutely unprecedented ecosystem of high-speed coevolution. We call this AI-driven design for design, or AIDD for short. It's basically a massive recursive loop. You've got intelligent systems utilizing design methodologies to create outputs, but at the exact same time, they are being continuously shaped by those very same methodologies. It's wild. Human creativity and AI capabilities are literally driving each other forward at the exact same time. Which brings us to section 2, decoding design intelligence. To really anchor our understanding here, we have to look at the intersection of 3 critical ecosystems. First, there's AI literacy. That covers your technical and ethical skills. Then there's design thinking, which brings in those crucial human-centered methods. And finally, design for AI, focusing on generative creation. Now, right there, dead center where all 3 of these overlap, that sweet spot is what we call design intelligence. But here's the kicker. Sitting at the very center of that overlap requires way more than just knowing some basic coding. Design intelligence isn't just about learning how to click around a new software interface. Not at all. It demands a really deep human-AI alignment. You have to be able to seamlessly collaborate with the machine, critically evaluate its outputs, and navigate a really complex space where our human-centered values are constantly interacting with this immense computational power.
Let's move on to section 3, the 5 layers of literacy.
The best way to think about this layered framework is kind of like a Russian matryoshka doll. We have to build up from foundational data at the very base all the way up to real-world outcomes at the top. You literally can't just skip ahead to the end result. You absolutely need that solid foundation at the bottom to support all the complex human-AI interactions happening above it. Let's break down this 5-layer framework step by step so we can see how each level completely relies on the one before it. Layer 1 is the foundations. We're talking raw data, algorithms, and computational models. Then Layer 2 is the AI literacy competencies you need to actually understand that foundation. Moving up to Layer 3, this is where we integrate design thinking methods, bringing things like human empathy and prototyping into the mix. Layer 4 is the actual human-AI collaboration, the prompting, the oversight, the back-and-forth dialogue. And finally, Layer 5 is the outcomes and application. That's the real-world impact across education, industry, and society as a whole.
Now let's zoom in on that second layer for a second, the core competencies, because this reveals why all of this is so critical. Yes, of course, you need technical understanding, but critical evaluation and ethical reasoning, those are absolutely non-negotiable. You need them to identify errors or to make sure an output doesn't accidentally infringe on intellectual property or worse, perpetuate harmful cultural stereotypes. At the end of the day, human reasoning is what has to catch those things. And because this technology is evolving at warp speed, adaptive learning, your ability to just continually upskill, is the only thing that's going to keep you relevant.
All right, section 4, the human-AI partnership. You know, AI literacy isn't just some monolith that looks the same for everyone. It completely adapts depending on who you are. For K-12 students in the education system, it might mean learning the basics of coding and discussing fairness in the classroom. But for professionals, it demands a high level of tool proficiency, strict corporate accountability, and knowing how to protect IP. And for everyday citizens, it's really about media literacy and understanding how AI impacts our daily social lives. The application scales entirely based on your specific context.
But through all of those different contexts, our core job description is fundamentally changing. In this new partnership, humans are the ultimate overseers. We are the initiators of the ideas, guiding the AI with precise, thoughtful prompts. We're the interpreters of the massive amounts of data the AI spits back out at us. We are the ethical watchdogs, ensuring the output actually aligns with our human values. And we are the final evaluators. The AI is this incredibly powerful engine, sure, but make no mistake, we are the ones steering the ship. Our job is to ensure it amplifies our creativity rather than replacing our judgment.
And that brings us to our final section, Section 5, Why AI Literacy Matters. When we connect all these dense theories directly to the real world, the benefits are just massive. First off, it promotes ethical, responsible use, which prevents harmful biases and misuse. Second, it completely democratizes access to creative tools. Think about it. Suddenly, individuals without years of traditional technical training can write novels, design stunning graphics, and prototype complex products. Third, it facilitates large-scale organizational transformation. Imagine global architecture firms using AI to optimize their resource allocation and predict complex risks in real time. And finally, it drastically enhances human-AI collaboration, turning what could be a disruptive technology into a massive engine for unprecedented human innovation.
The ultimate takeaway of this entire shift is summed up perfectly right here. AI literacy is not a constraint on AI development, it is an enabler of responsible, innovative, and inclusive design intelligence. I love that phrasing. We really shouldn't view learning these skills as putting limits or red tape on technology. Actually, scratch that, it's the exact opposite. It is the very framework that empowers our human potential to safely and effectively harness these incredible systems.
So I'll leave you with this. In this recursive loop of machines building machines, a loop that is literally getting faster every single day, will you be an active co-creator or just a passive consumer? Honestly, the choice comes entirely down to your own AI literacy. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I really hope this empowers you to go out there and actively shape the future of design.